What's up, YouTube? Got another video for you today. Today's going to be a little bit of a different video, nothing really philosophical or anything like that. This is going to be a video on my ashtray collection. Recently I watched Jacob fucking Jones's video on his ashtray collection, and I was like, you know what, I honestly need to make a video of my ashtray collection, because I have several. I just, never thought, to make a video on them. But before we start the video, let's go ahead and get our cigarette lit up. Smoking a good old Lucky Strike menthol. And if you're smoking with me, then enjoy. And the lighter I'm using today is just the standard purple matte Zippo. It's maybe a little bit difficult to tell that it's the purple matte, but it is. I have both the purple matte and the ironstone Zippo. They've been sitting around for months that I just purchased back when they were cheaper and more affordable. And they've been sitting around waiting to be used. And I was like, you know what? I've been using my clipper a lot lately, so I kind of want to use a Zippo for a little while again. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this lit up. Alright, so the first ashtray I have is actually, out of all of these ashtrays, is my favorite. This was actually a Christmas gift to me 2 years ago. Nate, if you're watching, you're the man. We have this little thing where we send each other a Christmas gift every year, and the first time we ever did that, he sent me a German beer ashtray from, I think, around the 70s. And this beer company in Germany still exists today, but it's not fully under this exact name anymore. When I looked it up, they've, I think, changed hands a few times since this ashtray was made, but German ashtrays seem to be quite popular now, so I'm lucky to have it and grateful to have it as well. But honestly, it is without a doubt my favorite ashtray that I own. Just simply because it's ceramic, and it's actually thick ceramic and of pretty damn good quality as well. So that's the first ashtray in this video. Now, the second ashtray is actually an ashtray I inherited from my great-grandmother. This was her ashtray that she used when she was a smoker, and it's another, once again, a ceramic ashtray from around, I would say, late 60s, early 70s by the toning, like the burnt orange and brown coloring. It screams 70s to me. But I've never seen an ashtray like this again, and I actually thought that I left this when we moved, so I was actually very, very depressed. But then I actually discovered it in a box and remembered that I actually did pack it, and I was forever grateful for that, because this is also one of my favorite ashtrays that I own. But yeah, that's basically this ashtray. And for quite some time, actually back when we used to live in Colonial Beach, this was actually used as a key dish. But I don't honestly actually use ashtrays all that much, only because I don't smoke inside here. So, there's, of course, obviously, I mean, not many people do smoke inside anymore these days. But when I eventually get a house, and I may smoke inside some, so it's nice to have a few ashtrays for when eventually I do get a house. Then I'll be able to, have ashtrays around and shit like that. I just have all these ashtrays in a little box down here. The next ashtray actually is not really a cigarette ashtray. It is a cigar / pipe ashtray from around the 1950s that was made in Japan. I don't know if you can see the Japan. It's right there. It's a K Woody ashtray, but right underneath it you can maybe see Japan right there. And honestly, this is a really high quality ashtray. It even has a little cork pipe tapper, because when you're done smoking a pipe, which I've smoked pipes in the past, I don't really smoke pipes much anymore, but I still have several of them. And you know, on occasion I'll still smoke a pipe, and it's nice to have a little cork center in the middle that you can tap your pipe ash out into without actually having to hit your briar pipe up against something hard like the edge of a metal ashtray or something like that. So after that, we have this crystal ashtray that I believe, yeah, was made in Malaysia. I don't know the date on this ashtray. I got this for like $2 on eBay, and this is what I currently use as a key dish and shit like that. Like any like of my clipper lighters, I'll leave in here along with coins and, you know, a couple spare little Ronson Flints dispensers and shit like that. So I really don't use this actually as an ashtray, but that is what it is. It's an ashtray at the end of the day. And after that, I have my final, well actually second to final ashtray, which is, now this one's really big. This ashtray I got a year and a half or 2 years ago. It's made by Kenwood USA, and the model number on this ashtray is 3102. I don't really know much about how rare, the rarity of these ashtrays or anything like that, but it has this kind of like speckled, like stringy gold paint design on it from I'd say the late 60s, early 60s, or late 50s, early 60s on this ashtray, and I believe I paid $10 or $12 at a tiny little antique store somewhere in the mountains of Virginia. We were going on like a little day trip from the flat part of Virginia out to the mountains, and there was a little antique store open, and they had like Confederate uniforms and stuff like that, like reenactment, Civil War reenactment stuff there. And I saw this ashtray and I was like, yo, that's a really cool ashtray. I think I'm gonna buy that. And so I did. And last but not least, on this list of ashtrays that I own currently, I have my Zippo plastic ashtray, which they don't make these anymore, I don't think. And I think the only place you can really get these anymore, at least that I've seen, now I haven't looked any of these ashtrays up on the internet, or like the Zippo plastic one, so I'm sure you can find them around on the internet, but I purchased this this past December of 2020 when me and Owen went out to Smoky Mountain Knife Works. They had several of these, and they're new old stock, honestly, because again, I don't think Zippo even makes ashtrays anymore. And this is a made in the United States ashtray, and it was actually made in Pennsylvania. It wasn't made in Bradford. I'm being careful not to tip this over because there's a bunch of cigarette butts in here. But it's made somewhere in Pennsylvania. I can't really read the town right now. If this was empty, I could, but as you can see, there's a bunch of cigarette butts in there. But yeah, guys, that's my current ashtray collection as of yet. I definitely plan to look for some more ashtrays, especially German beer company ashtrays. I find those to be the most interesting, at least in my opinion. But there are also some decorative mid-century modern ashtrays that I'm a big fan of as well. But I'm not going to overpay for an ashtray. Like, the most expensive ashtray I have here is that big large one that I showed you that I paid like I think $10, $12 for. But that actually, the K. Woody pipe ashtray, I actually inherited from my father back when he smoked a pipe. That's where somehow he he found this. And again, a date on this, I would say somewhere in the 1950s. It has like a little horse inside of a horseshoe on there, but unfortunately due to the lighting, you can't really see it. But yeah guys, that's going to be my ashtray collection video. If you like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe. Anything you do helps, and I'll see you in the next video.